remember that one night when we fell in love. What we had felt so right, cause we had trust. Now it's drowning in our lives. I know we're broken up, you know the feelings deep inside. So what's you, what we've been through, I miss you. And you can't lie, you miss me too. If I roll through.
Before we get into today's video, like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your bell post notifications so that you'll be notified every time I drop a video. Let's get into today's video and what today's video is going to be about. So today's video is going to be about LaReece. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but a rapper who dissed Aaliyah. Now, Aaliyah has so many disses. Let's start with that. And a lot of these disses are very new to me. I don't even know who this girl is, but I never knew that Aaliyah got dissed so many times. She done got dissed by this girl named LaReece, Eminem. It was just a lot of people dissing her. The biggest question is why? And we're gonna get into that later. First and foremost, this diss song that came out with unknown rapper LaReece. If I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, I've never heard of this woman before, and I'm not gonna look up the pronunciation of her name because, for one, I don't care that much, and two, she dissed my favorite artist. And so I'm not gonna take the time to pronounce her name right at all because it's just messy. So around 1999 or 2000, I believe, is when the rapper LaReece dissed Aaliyah. LaReece is the baby mama of Crazy Bone. And Crazy Bone was a rapper, singer, producer, and entrepreneur, and he was also a member of Bone Thugs and Harmony. And I kind of figured that I recognized the name Crazy Bone, and I'm just like, is he from the group Bone Thugs and Harmony? And I looked it up, and lo and behold, he is one of the rappers from that then group. It's just really crazy because we was given this image of Aaliyah that she was just perfect and she was nice to everyone. She wasn't doing anything behind the scenes, which I'm pretty sure she was very nice to everyone. But I do think that Aaliyah had a few flaws in her life that she was doing that never touched the camera, but it touched the feelings of other people she was around, which made them very angry and gave them a reason to feel the need to diss her. LaReece and Crazy Bone made a song together called This Beef. And in this song, This Beef, this is where LaReece dissed Aaliyah. And she full-blown said her name and a nasty word with the name. But why did she diss Aaliyah is the biggest question I'm sure we're all gonna wanna know. And I did do a little research on this topic, and a lot of people were asking, why would she want to diss Aaliyah? What did Aaliyah do to her for her to do this? And a lot of people think that she's jealous, which she probably is. You're not gonna diss anybody for no reason if you're not jealous or envious. But there is also a reason, because no one disses someone for no reason. So what did Aaliyah do to make this unknown rapper diss her? It was alleged that this diss track came out around 1999 or 2000. And a lot of people said that it did come out when Aaliyah was here. And that is when she dissed her, because I would have been so very confused if she dissed her afterwards, because she can't speak for herself anymore. But I did see online when I was doing research that this was indeed while Aaliyah was still here when she dissed her. Around 1999, I looked up everything about Crazy Bone, and it said that he was affiliated with Warner Music Group. And around the time 1999, 2000, isn't that the time where Aaliyah became a Warner's baby or a part of Warner's bro? Around that time. So did her and Crazy Bone possibly cross paths dealing with Warner Bros? Or maybe not even dealing with Warner Bros. Did she cross paths with him just because they were both in the music industry? And that happens with artists. They cross paths with all artists. I did go over the song not too long ago, and it did not look like Crazy Bone had mentioned anything about the situation, or it did not seem as if he played a part in this diss. He kept it cordial on his end and did not say anything. But if you guys think that he was dissing her in any way, shape, or form, definitely let me know down below. But to me, it seems he never mentioned anything about it. So before we get into the lyric and the song or whatever, I just want to give credit where it's due, because no, I did not find this out on my own. I gotta give credit, but I am gonna be blurring out the name out of respect for that person, because not everyone wants their name on a video, so I'm just gonna not even show it. But how I heard about this anyways, and it was just recent. I seen this comment a couple days ago and I did not know this. So the person just said, I found out about who the diss was towards, not to bring up the past or anything, but Loose Rap was a diss towards LaReece. When Aaliyah said, there is no telling what you could be, might be doper than me, I doubt it. When LaReece dissed Aaliyah for no reason, the song is called This Beef by LaReece. She raps, have you seen him on a back of a carton? You in that skinny Aaliyah. And Aaliyah ate her up on Loose Rap. Now, that is the lyric. Let's get into the actual lyric. She called her. Now, let's just look up what tramp means, just so people can have a clear understanding of what that means. Now, this was my facial expression when I looked up the word tramp. You gotta do some digging to find out what the actual word means when it comes to calling another woman that. So it just says is an insulting word for a woman who is thought to have many sexual partners. Now, didn't I tell you that Aaliyah had many partners? And it is what it is. She was very sweet. I'm a fan. I love her dearly. She is my favorite artist of all time. But you have to see it for what it is. Aaliyah was messing around with multiple people. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not judging her. I love her. I think it was cute. She was young. She was 22. She was going to do that. 22 and down. So she was just living life. You know, what do you expect from artists? They're going to do the same thing that an average person would do. That's crazy. But that's just what it means. Okay, it just says Crazy Bone baby mama and former Thug Line Records artist LaReece dissed Eve, Tamar Braxton, Emil, and Aaliyah. And I'm not saying that she probably dissed Aaliyah because of Crazy Bone. It could have been somebody else that maybe LaReece was messing with at the time. Or it had to be somebody that this girl was messing around with for her to have dissed Aaliyah. And this is just really crazy. The evidence is right here. Not only did she even diss Aaliyah, she dissed a lot more other people. Emil, she actually, I feel like they were trying to give her the Aaliyah image too. And Emil was also working with Jay-Z. I don't know if she was signed to him, but I know that they were in a movie together. They did music together. I even heard that they were screwing each other. It's like a big circle. Like, especially when Aaliyah was alive, it was just like a love triangle going around with certain people. And one of those triangles included Aaliyah, Jay-Z, and Beyonce. Clearly, there was many more triangles that we don't know about. Now, let's just get into, because I ran over most of what I needed to, the important part of it. Let's get into why I think that maybe LaReece dissed Aaliyah. Before I even get into my opinions, because they could be really critical and very blunt, I just want to say that I am not trying to be rude towards Aaliyah. I'm not trying to bash Aaliyah. I'm not trying to put this negative character onto Aaliyah. I'm just speaking on basically what was in everybody's faces. Clearly, the people that were dissing Aaliyah felt this way too, because they weren't dissing her for no reason. There's no reason to diss someone for no reason, right? So I'm not trying to bash Aaliyah. I love Aaliyah from the bottom of my heart all the way up to the top. I wouldn't have created my page for her. I have a whole book, a whole magazine. Now I have a shirt of her, and I have the Rockefeller necklace copying off of Aaliyah, clip-ins to copy off of Aaliyah, though I don't think she wore clip-ins. And just everything I do is dedicated to Aaliyah, an inspiration from Aaliyah. I'm not trying to bash her, so I just have to get this in there so that people will know. They're still gonna say I'm bashing her. Yeah, so if I did not like or love Aaliyah, I wouldn't have done all those things. This is just honest opinions. Yeah, let's just get into it. This is not to bash Aaliyah, because I have to say this. A lot of people are still gonna say what they want to say, but this is just honest opinions and maybe even facts that just can't be verified and will never be verified. So the reason why I think LaReece dissed Aaliyah is because I personally believe that Aaliyah was a homewrecker. Respectfully, a lot of people do it. They find that very satisfying, and it's very appealing to them, and it's a satisfaction, it's a fetish for them to sleep with men who are in relationships. And I think that was Aaliyah. Aaliyah messed around with men who were in relationships. Aaliyah messed around with men who were married, who were probably engaged, who had families, like whole babies. I just feel like that was the type of character Aaliyah was, and she kept it under wraps. She did not let it get in the public eye, or that would have been a bad look for her. Who would let that get into the public eye? And that's why she kept her dating life very private. It wasn't anybody's business because she knew what she was doing, respectfully. I felt like whoever this LaReece rapper was messing around with, Aaliyah was trying to get her hands on him, or did get her hands on him, to where it made this girl want to diss Aaliyah. Because it definitely wasn't for no reason. No one's going to diss someone for no reason, like I said before. And this girl had to have a good reason as to why she called Aaliyah a tramp. And that means that you have multiple partners. Is it not just a coincidence? And I have another very good video coming about Aaliyah and DMX, and this goes hand in hand with Aaliyah and DMX. Wasn't Aaliyah going to visit DMX on set, even though his wife did not want Aaliyah around DMX or DMX around Aaliyah? But she was still coming to see him. And this also happened, I feel, with Static Major. Well, it's said online that Aaliyah and Static Major dated for 3 years. In one of those years, people kept saying that he had a girlfriend. That wouldn't stop anyone from messing around with each other. Just because you're in a title does not mean that you're not going to go out and do some things. Some people are just like that. And I feel like Aaliyah could have been messing around with Static even though he had a girlfriend. I also feel this way about Aaliyah and Genuine. A lot of people said that Aaliyah and Genuine never dated and he had a whole girlfriend or a whole baby and such. And they also said that Aaliyah would babysit his baby. In her song Erica Kane, which happens to be one of my favorite songs by Aaliyah, she said that Erica Kane is basically capable of breaking up a family. Is basically what she said. Something along those lines. Erica Kane was Aaliyah. And the sooner you guys wake up, the sooner you'll understand what I'm saying. And you won't take it as disrespect. Aaliyah was messing around with people who were in relationships. And she did not care. You know, and she just kept it under wraps. So there's really no evidence online. Really, right? I don't think she cared. She loved men who had kids. She really respected stepmothers. The stepmother status, she said it herself. So it would be understandable why she would be watching Genuine's baby if that's the case. They, I feel, had a relationship together. Like I said, there's just no reason why this rapper would diss Aaliyah for no reason. Aaliyah was getting around, and a lot of people know this. A lot of people admit this. Some just don't want to admit it either. But it is what it is. I love Aaliyah dearly. I'm obsessed. You can ask anyone that knows me. They'll tell you I'm obsessed. But you got to see it for what it is. Aaliyah got around. And one biggest example of them all is she showed up to a party with Jay-Z and left with Damon. That's wrong. I don't care if you're in a relationship or not. That's wrong. For one, on Damon's end, that's breaking the friend code. You don't get with your partners, your homies, you know what I'm saying, fling, I guess, if you will, because they weren't dating or whatever. But she was hanging out with him a lot, she said. They were in pictures, showing up to parties together. And I read this, I think it was a part of an article. Someone said that to see Aaliyah walk into a party with someone was big because she had walked into a party with Mace. And it was huge. Everyone was shocked. They were like, oh my God, Aaliyah's with Mace. They just showed up together. So to show up with someone, to be showing up with Jay-Z was probably big behind cameras to a lot of people. They're probably like, oh, she with Jay? She doing stuff with Jay? Okay. I wonder why his friends was laughing at him, because he thought he had it in the bag, but he didn't. Aaliyah ended up switching up on him. You don't do that. That shows Aaliyah's character right there. It didn't make it wrong because she never considered him a boyfriend. So when she did it, people were like, oh, she said they weren't dating. So it wasn't really wrong, was it? But we know Aaliyah was giving him something. They were hanging out a lot and they were filling each other out like that. I would say that they were dating, as in hanging out and getting to know each other. Maybe more. He was gifting her gifts. Clearly, they were hanging out for something to be worked up. into a relationship, right? You don't do that. I don't care how much you don't like a person, you don't get with his friend. That's Aaliyah's character. Erica Kane is Aaliyah. Just listen to Erica Kane. You don't even have to listen to Erica Kane. Just go on Google and look up the lyrics and read it so you can really listen to it and not get distracted. And you'll see what I'm talking about. Listen, a lot of people, they're just not gonna diss Aaliyah for no reason. She was nice to everyone, right? Why would someone diss you for no reason? Unless you're doing something behind closed doors. Maybe Eminem felt some type of way, or maybe she did something to him and he dissed her. She did show up to one of his album listening parties, and you know, they were around each other. Maybe she turned him down and he got jealous. You know, it was something. It was said she turned down Justin Timberlake. I mean, he didn't diss her, but she turned him down politely. Aaliyah was doing things to people that we did not see behind closed doors because we weren't going to see that. Just like we see pictures of her at the Hampton party. We don't know what was going on behind those pictures, though. You know, she could have been kissing up on Jay. He could have been gripping her. He could have been doing anything he wanted to this girl behind these photos, and we don't know. So how do we know that she wasn't ticking these people off and messing with their mans, their husbands? We don't know that because she didn't show it. I've been calling this for a while. As a rapper, you're going to use particular words when you rap. And she decided to use the word for Aaliyah. Skinny Aaliyah. That means a woman with multiple partners. And I think that's what Aaliyah has. She did not want to be tied down to one person. I think after she found Damon, he was a moneymaker, she was a moneymaker. Together, they would have been Beyonce and Jay-Z. Cool. But I'm pretty sure they still would have been messing around on the side. I still think Damon was cheating on Aaliyah. Although, I don't know if they were boyfriend or girlfriend, but clearly they were something. They came out together. So, I think he was still messing around with Rachel Roy. He liked her more than he liked Aaliyah. Aaliyah was his second option. She was just money to him. Aaliyah was money to a lot of people, including Jay-Z. I think he sincerely liked her, but she was also a walking bank. She was pulling in money like it was nothing. I feel terrible even saying this about Aaliyah, but Aaliyah was ruthless. She was more than a woman. She was vicious. What did she say in that song? Just listen to Erica Kane. Like, I'll put all the lyrics right here that I need to that goes with what I'm talking about, because it really describes who she was becoming, and who she was going to be from here on out. Aaliyah was looking for a billionaire man. She was looking to drain somebody out of their money. She was looking for power. For one, I made a whole video about this. I feel like Aaliyah had a crush on DMX. In 1999, she did an interview. I don't know what interview it was, but she was like, DMX, get at me, call me, let's hook up. I think that was her shooting her shot. She did not want to work with him at all. She just wanted to taste what he had. And he was very handsome. I can't lie, she had good taste. Aaliyah knew what she was doing. She was trying to mess up a good relationship out of people. I want to talk about it so bad, but that's the next video. But respectfully, I think DMX wasn't trying to put his marriage in jeopardy for Aaliyah. She was beautiful, whatever. He probably wanted to sleep with her too and whatnot. I'm pretty sure it wasn't hard to sleep with Aaliyah. Aaliyah, forgive me. I'm sorry, girlfriend. I love you, but I mean, it is what it is. These people are not dissing her for no reason. And she called her, like, out of all words to define Aaliyah, she could have just been like, you be da 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 da. She said you. Like I said, it's nothing wrong with it. Aaliyah was young, and you know, she had crushes on people, and she probably had like that hit list, you know what I'm saying? Not a street hit list, but like a hit list with dudes she wanted to get at. And DMX was one of those people. You don't want to work with people that bad. She didn't want a song. She didn't want him in a movie. She wanted a piece of him, and that's why his wife, she was eyeing DMX down on set of Back in One Piece. She did not feel comfortable with Aaliyah around DMX. She knew something. I wish she would say more, but she knows. She knows that Aaliyah was trying to get at DMX, and she didn't like it. And then Aaliyah goes and visits him on set. And then they go to a whole awards together. He spilled the tea on everything. So you mean to tell me your wife doesn't want you around her? She's already uncomfortable. Aaliyah's sitting between your legs on this video shoot, even though it's work. And you go out and get a whole Rolls Royce and y'all go to an event together, even after your wife is not comfortable. Like, they were definitely fucking. I don't care, bro. And I'm sorry, Aaliyah's birthday is tomorrow. God forgive me, Aaliyah forgive me, but Aaliyah probably in heaven, like, she know. She on to something, bro. She's silly. She probably laughing. She probably know I'm telling the truth, bro. Like, I'm on to something. I'm not dumb. And she probably like, dang, she the only one that get it, bro. And they just bashing her for nothing. Cause they blind. I bet money. Her mom taught her to be that way. And she always went for older men too. But I'm definitely gonna do another video on this because I'm very intrigued and this just sparked my interest in a new topic. Aaliyah having multiple partners. So you guys let me know what you think. Why do you think she dissed her? And do you believe Aaliyah had multiple partners? Let me know down below. And what do you think about Aaliyah and DMX? If you made it this far, let me know those things. That'll be it for this video. Insane. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next video. I love you, Aaliyah. Happy birthday. You are my everything. I love you. And I look up to you. You're an inspiration. And this is not to disrespect her, but you have to call it how you see it. And her last album speaks a lot about her. That album is about her. Whether people want to believe it or not, she said it herself. That album really reflects her. Although Static Major wrote it, she said that he wrote the song and it's like he was in her shoes. He knew exactly how to write for her because he knew her. And he wrote everything that reflected her. He knew her life. Look at the bigger picture. Stay crazy.
Do you remember that one night when we fell in love? What we had felt so right, cause we had trust. Now we're drowning in our lives. I know we're broken.